Hey everyone, Joe Stanovic here, Certified Financial Planner. Hope you're all well. Today's video, I have 3 tips for you to take action on right now, especially if you're feeling a level of uncertainty or anxiety around whether that's the economy or the stock market, or maybe your job if you're still working. Just 3 things you can take action on right now that maybe would help reduce that stress or anxiety. Tip number 1, assess your emergency fund. The CFP board, Certified Financial Planner Board, recommends somewhere between, as a rule of thumb, somewhere between 3 and 6 months of living expenses is in savings. So take a look at your living expenses and multiply that by somewhere between 3 and 6 months. 3 months, at least in terms of rule of thumb, that's on the low end. Some people that may be not nearly enough. 6 months, maybe on the high end, that may not be nearly enough. Everybody's personal preference is definitely going to vary, but that is a good starting point, is somewhere between 3 and 6 months. Where to keep that? High yield savings account. If you do not have a high yield savings account, there's a bunch of financial institutions. Just Google high yield savings account. And there are quite a few banks that, outside of the large bank institutions out there, that have high yield savings accounts that have really decent rates given the interest rate environment. And that they're much higher than the savings rate that you're earning at the big banks, the Chase and Bank of America of the world. So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2, assess your cash flow. Take a look at your expenses. Are there areas that you feel like maybe you can cut back a little bit? I know sometimes that can be a challenge, but in an environment like this, you have a choice. If you're feeling some level of angst and anxiety, you can continue to just spend the way you're spending and hope it all works out okay. Or if you are feeling some stress, make some sacrifice, cut some spending in certain areas. Take a look at something like Rocket Money. Rocket Money is an app that you can link your credit card and bank accounts, and it'll kind of point out your subscriptions. Everybody has subscriptions. There are probably subscriptions that some of you are paying for that you're not even using. And that'll just highlight those for you so you can hit that cancel button and save a little bit of money. I will say, every single dollar adds up. There's no doubt in my mind. I see it all the time where clients feel like, it's not that big of a deal, but trust me, it all starts to add up. So definitely take a look at your cash flow and your expenses and determine if there are some areas where you can make some adjustments. Last tip, assess your risk tolerance. Have you been feeling extremely stressed about the stock market? The stock market's currently about 12% off the highs. So run-of-the-mill correction type of environment. And if you are feeling some stress about that, you need to take a look at your stock ratio as compared to other asset classes such as bonds or cash, something like that, and determine whether you are still comfortable with that. Make sure you're properly diversified. There are asset classes that are performing exceptionally well, especially compared to the US stock market this year. And the last thing I'll say before I wrap up in regards to that and risk and stock market volatility, if we do have a recession, we're nowhere near, at least by historical standards, we're not near the lows yet. In a recession, the stock market typically, I'm not saying it'll happen this time, who knows? But if there is a recession, you typically see extreme stock market volatility. The average drop from the highs in the stock market in a recession is around 35%. So we're nowhere near that at this time. So are we gonna have a recession? I don't know, but I'm just saying, keep that in mind when you are assessing your stock to bond ratio and other asset classes, and whether you would be able to stomach that type of volatility should we have it. That's it for today. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Thanks.